Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today I am building in the world of Henford on Bagley on one Cobblebottom Street in like the downtown area, and we're making a family cottage. I really like how this came out. I was just really in the mood to build something in this area, and so that's just what I did. This ends up being a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house for a small family, and it comes in at like 91,000 simoleons. So it's a little bit expensive, but if that doesn't bother you and you like how this comes out, it will be available to download on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it if you search my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi, and you could also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi, and all that info is also in the description down below as well. Right now I'm just trying to figure out like what sort of bump outs I want on the top floor to make the roof more interesting and obviously have some more space on the upper level. And going back and forth on what I thought looked nice. I got rid of the one that was on like that main protruding roof because I thought it looked a little awkward, and then we got a bump out in the front here, and I'm trying to figure out the entry area, and I actually end up extending this porch to go like all the way across. It ends up just being like a nice outdoor space. I believe I put a chess table on it a little bit later. But first we're getting a staircase and a little door up here, and I think it comes out so cute and charming. I just really like this house. I know I already said that, but like there's something about it that just makes me really happy. I was really proud of the shape and how it just came together. I used a lot of windows from Discover University. I just think there's some really nice windows from that pack, and so they tend to get used quite a bit in my builds recently, so that is what I'm grabbing here. But the door is from Cottage Living. It just was exactly what I wanted for this build, so that worked out nicely. And just working on painting everything, figuring out the roof textures. I thought about having a red roof, but like normal, I try it, I keep it for a while, and then I'm like, no, let's get rid of it. I feel like that happens every time I want to have a red roof. I somehow find a reason to not do it, and it ends up being like gray or black. So that's what happened this time as well, unfortunately. But I do like the red. Looking back at it, it does look cute. But I'm really happy with how this house came out regardless. So it's fine. Does anyone else have that problem? Am I the only one that keeps trying to make red roofs happen in The Sims and just like really struggles to keep it? I just always end up getting rid of it. I don't know what it is. It also could have been when I started putting the brick on this house, I felt like it clashed. That's probably why I ended up changing it. We're working around with a couple of different colors here, trying to figure out what colors of brick I wanted to use. I knew I wanted to have a brick house, but I wasn't really sure the colors. And like all of a sudden they look so much better once I changed the roof to black instead of red. It's frustrating, but someday I will have a red roof house. And I know I've done them before. I have a few on the channel, but I just feel like I always keep trying to have them more often and it just doesn't happen. So I don't know. If you have any ideas for houses that would look really nice with a red roof, do let me know. But we're starting to work on some landscaping here. I also got like a fake dormer thing in the roof over on the right side. And I just love how clean and put together and like perfect this house looks. I think I might call this like the perfect family cottage or something because it just feels that way to me. It's like, it's a little overgrown, but everything looks intentional at the same time. And I was just really proud of this one. So I think that's probably what this is going to be called, just because I like the idea of that. And I just imagine this being like the perfect little family. And I think it'd be really cute. And yeah, we're just working on landscaping, filling in these little garden boxes that I am creating here with a lot of plants. We'll be getting some like little stones walking up to the front porch. There's a birdhouse out front, which I think is super cute. And yeah, I think I'm looking for those stones right now from base game to walk up to the front porch. Yeah. I ended up scaling these up, and I think it works out nicely since I don't have this house centered on the lot, so it looks a little awkward with this little pathway. But I think I hit it pretty well using some debug items. I also got like this planter thing from in there to kind of like hide it a little bit more, and I covered that in plants, and I just think it works out pretty nice. Let me know what you think of this. I just thought it was really cool, and I know this whole video so far is me being like, I really like this build, but I'm just really proud of it and excited to be sharing it. Here I'm just placing down some window boxes. I thought having some flowers on the outside would be nice, and I like how these blend in. They're sort of a really neutral color. And then I'm moving around some of these like awnings that I put on the side of the house over some of the windows. And here is that chess table I had mentioned earlier. And I think that's all we do out here before we pop into the inside of the house. Yeah, to start working on the floor plan and figure out where the stairs are going to go. And I cut out a very large chunk of footage trying to figure out this floor plan. I knew I wanted the living room right here. And that's the only thing I could figure out because the stairs caused so many problems on figuring out how the upstairs was going to work, how the downstairs was good. The stairs are like the main thing you need to figure out in a multi-story house when you're going into figuring out a floor plan. And they just were not working for me. It took me a very long time. I know it doesn't look like that here, but I probably took out maybe an hour of real footage out of this build. Sped up, it was probably like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, but that's a long time. I was so frustrated with this floor plan, and I don't know why it was so difficult. I guess because the upstairs is kind of a strange shape, but I do figure it out in the end, and you're seeing that version of this. Anyway, moving on into the kitchen now. This one ends up with a really interesting shape, which I was a huge fan of because I feel like I just have go-to orientations for kitchens. And we are using these countertops that are from Base Game in this like darker wood tone with like a sort of, I don't know what I would call the color on the top of the counters here. It's not white and it's not cream. It's like an off color, but I think it helps make the space a little bit more warm. And we have sort of like a U-shaped kitchen in here. I'm going to move some stuff around and have it connect a little bit better. I think it ended up being a really interesting shape because there's sort of like an island, but it's also connected to everything. And then here I'm trying to figure out the floor plan for the rest of the downstairs with having a dining room, the living room, and like a place for maybe an office and a bathroom. And it's just a lot of fiddling. I also decided it would be really cool to have like a keyboard in the front window. I would have preferred if that was a stand-up piano, but we don't have those in the game. And I know there's like some tricks to go ahead and make them look like a stand-up piano. I've done it before, but I thought for today a keyboard was fine. I think it's realistic to just have a keyboard as well. They're a lot cheaper. I know I had one as a kid. We were definitely not going to be having a full-size piano in our house. But yeah, I think this kitchen is a really fun layout. It looks, even though the counters are a little bit of an older style, I feel like this kitchen looks really updated and like newly renovated, or at least that's the vibe it gives me. I really liked it. Just getting some plants over here in the corner and a bunch of other kitchen clutter, like not too much. I keep this kitchen pretty clean and simple, but I always like to add a little bit of clutter and make things look lived in. So we have like a broom over here and I got some like herbs hanging on the wall. I'm trying to think what else. I know I need to get a trash can in here, which I think I'm going to be putting by the brooms. Yeah, and there's also like the fire alarm and all of that in here. And just trying to make it look as realistic as possible. Got a fruit bowl. I don't know why I always want to add fruit bowls in the game. I guess because they're in, like, there's a bunch of them in the game. There's 2 in Base Game, and there's one from City Living. There's one from Island Living. But I've never had a fruit bowl. Like, the bananas are just, like, on the counter, and pretty much all the other fruit I keep in the fridge. Do you have a fruit bowl? Do you know anyone that has a fruit bowl? Do you also not question certain things that are in the game that like you haven't seen in real life, like chess tables that are like their own thing? I've seen those in real life, but they're not common. I've seen like 1 or 2 in person at people's houses in my whole life. I feel like most people just have like a chessboard that's in a box that they take out to play with. I understand from like a Sims point of view, or not like a Sims point of view, but like from the game point of view, it makes more sense to have a steady item like that than having to take out a board. But I guess at the same time, it could have been like incorporated into like the card table, where instead of cards appearing, the chess table appears and they play. I don't know. I wonder if they would ever add like other board games into the game. That'd be really cool. Anyway, this is the living room. I decided in the front here to make this into like a little platform area. because I wasn't really sure what to put in that space. And I think it's pretty realistic to have like a little bay window seat type situation over there. So that's what I ended up doing. And I used these couches from Cottage Living, and we just ended up getting a coffee table in the middle as well, which is Discover University, I'm pretty sure. And then some bookcases as well. I just was trying to make everything look kind of like perfect and pristine, kind of like the title of this video. And I think it came across that way. I know typically I'm very into over cluttering things, and that was not the intention in this build, although I did have a lot of fun in the kids' rooms. But I also feel like that's a little bit different than the rest of the house, which I've mentioned before. But anyway, in here I'm just trying to figure out some paintings. I didn't put it in here. I think I put it in another room, but I do end up using the painting that's like a sim sitting at a stand-up piano, which we don't have in the game, playing. And I was thinking, because we had the keyboard in the front, maybe one of the kids or one of the parents is really into performing piano, and I just thought that that would be a fun addition. Also got a toy box in here and just like a couple of like cushions to sit on, as well as a lamp. It's a fairly cute room, I think. Or maybe it was in this room I added that painting. Was it this room or another room? Because somewhere in this house we end up having the piano painting. I think it's in another room. I just got a candle in here and a basket full of like blankets and pillows and stuff. And then I think we're heading to the entryway. Yeah, here in the entryway I'm just getting a plant. This is also where that keyboard is, and trying to figure out where or like what curtains I want to have in this space. I do keep this area fairly simple. It's just like a little hallway. It's not directly the entryway. The door is off into the other room, but all of this is kind of combined space. It's just separated by an archway. So it just got a little lamp in here, and I think I got a couple of paintings heading up the stairs. And I'm trying to think what I put actually in the entryway. I might have cut that out. But this is the downstairs bathroom. It's pretty small. Oh yeah, I did cut out the entryway. There's just like a coat rack and an umbrella holder, as well as like a little side table and stuff. But yeah, here in the bathroom, it's pretty simple. I do have a shower tub combo. I wanted to make sure I could fit that in here. And the other bathrooms, I don't think I included, but they have pretty much the same appliances. So, or the same plumbing. So they're not too exciting to look at. But this is going to be the downstairs office space. It's a small, kind of weird shaped room, but I thought it was nice to have a dedicated office in this house. It's good to have like a separate space for that. And we had the room here with this like kind of awkward little room downstairs. I often forget to put computers in my Sims houses, and I really need to work on that because it's a really important item for your Sims to have to like do most of gameplay. There's a lot that you need a computer for. I mean, the same thing can be said for real life, so I'm not sure why it's something I forget. I don't know what I would do without my computer. I have like my whole life online, so it's kind of important. But anyway, I think this office space does come out pretty cute. It's a little bit more traditional in style, like a lot of this house is. We have a nice bookcase in here and a couple of lamps and, you know, the nice desk. But we're upstairs now working on the first bedroom. This is the primary bedroom. I ended up using this bed from Discover University, a couple of matching side tables, you know, all of your basic bedroom things. I almost said bathroom things. Your basic bedroom things. I think it comes out decent in the end. It's pretty cozy. I kept changing the colors in here though, because it just didn't feel right that everything else in the whole house had a dark wood tone. And then I started using like almost a whitish wood in here, so I did swap it for this wood tone instead, and I think it worked a little bit better and added a little bit more color to this space anyway, and just cluttering up a little bit. I wanted to have some clutter, but like not too much clutter like I had mentioned, so we have a little basket next to the dresser, and I'm just grabbing a couple of knickknacks to put up on the dresser. And I really like that little candy jar that came with Paranormal. Something about it just makes me really happy. It's nice to add in a variety of spaces. Because I know, at least in my experience, I've gone to people's houses who have candy jars, and they're not always just like in the kitchen or the living room. They're just around, and or they kind of also look like, did anyone else growing up have family members or in your own house that had like a fancy jar and it was just full of those little beads? They're not even beads. They're like little glass pieces that kind of look like those candy jars. I don't know how to explain it, but they were just colorful little clear rocks. That it could be that too. Let me know if anyone knows what I'm talking about or what they're called, because I have no idea. But that just came into my brain as I was talking just now, so I had a very strong urge to talk about it. Anyway, We just talked over the first child's bedroom. This one's very pink. I really love the drawings up above the bed. I just think that's super cute, and that's not an item I use that often. That one's from Parenthood, and I just think the idea of having a bunch of your drawings tacked up is so cute. And then I got a couple of things on the bedside table, a little frame, and I overall think this bedroom came out really cute, especially for such a weird shape. I was really happy with it. And what else did I add? I think I just got some posters over here. I can't remember if I added anything on the dresser, but I liked the nook in the corner for the big, like, I almost called it a teddy bear. I guess it is sort of, but it's a big bunny, the stuffed bunny. And then this bedroom I really enjoyed as well. I'm using the canopy bed that came with Seasons that has all sorts of fun colors on it. So this room ends up being very green, brown, and orange, which I think is a very unique color scheme, but I really like it. I think that adds a lot of like personality to the space, and it was just a really fun one. And also it introduced a black wood in here, which I think was a bit of fun to add to the space. So I'm just cluttering up the desk in here now. We have like some pens and pencils and books and perfumes, and I can't remember, did I add a laptop in here or a journal or something? I know that is like something I always struggle with, like how do I decide what kids get a laptop and which ones don't? So I don't remember if I added one in here. Oh no, I added the journal, and I think I changed the colors of it as well. Yeah, I think the journal that came with Parenthood is really cool. And then just getting a little dresser over in the corner as well as a mirror, and that should be it for this room and pretty much it for this build as well. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see y'all soon. Bye everyone.